Samuel, a bit of a cautious start to New Year trading in Kenya. We had small gains on Monday and really a flat finish yesterday with some losses on the NSE 20. So quite quiet trade though, isn't it?
Yes, thank you very much. That's a good observation. We were seeing a bit of a bullish trend, especially as the new year was starting. But we are also expecting a bit of the post-holiday season selling because of the cash crunch that's expected after the spending spree of December. So because of that, you're seeing a lot of traders also beginning to be active on the market. And so we are hoping to see a bit of supply because we've been seeing a lot of thin trading over the past few days.
So when would you expect the demand to come into the market to match that supply and perhaps push share prices higher?
Well, we are hoping that, first of all, with the new year that's coming in, you're going to have a bit of foreign investor participation in the market, especially towards the mid of January to the rest of the first quarter. And hopefully, you're going to see a lot of demand as people start cashing in or taking advantage of some of the counters like the financials, which are about to announce their end-of-year results.
NSE 20 trading in a range of around 3,200 to 3,300, currently around that 3,250 level. What's it going to take to break out of those levels?
Well, thank you very much. One good observation, especially about 2009, is that the support level had been mainly at 3,100. And it's very encouraging to see us operating now in the 3,200 to beyond that. And we are hoping that with the positive sentiments that we are seeing, especially from some of the crucial sectors like the agricultural sector, because towards the end of the year, we have seen a lot of rainfall, which has basically boosted our food security, which is very encouraging. And also looking at some of the activities that the government has been doing, like the stimulus package of 40 billion being injected into the economy, going to see a lot of investor confidence coming to flow in. Also looking at some of the sectors which have been competing with equities like the fixed market, we are seeing a bit of investor fatigue and some of the people trying to think about avenues of being able to still diversify. And so we are hoping that we are going to operate within 3,300, especially as we continue in this quarter.
Well, you mentioned that 40 billion shilling government stimulus. Which sectors would benefit the most from that stimulus, and which sectors do you think on the NSE are likely to rise in response to that?
Well, you're looking at mainly some of the sectors like the financials, because anything that has to do with cash transfer or cash flow mainly involves some of those sectors. But indirectly, we're going to see a lot of the agricultural sector, because we're seeing them trying to boost in terms of encouraging us to have food security as well as infrastructure. You're going to see the construction industry also benefiting. We're seeing our roads being constructed, and definitely once we have the infrastructure being on a good front, the commercial sector will definitely also benefit. Another sector which definitely will be doing well, especially towards the end of the year, we were seeing is the tourism sector, where we saw highs of almost like 2007.
Of course, you mentioned the agricultural sector, and of course we know that accounts for about a quarter of the economy at this stage. Obviously under pressure last year due to that drought, and it shrank by 3.5%. Hotels and restaurant sector, part of the tourism sector, recorded 44% growth last year. Do you think you can sustain that growth in that sector?
Well, thank you very, very much for that observation. Yes, we are seeing tourism and agriculture have been very, very crucial in terms of our economy. And at the moment, they are doing relatively well, and we are seeing a lot of hope. I guess as analysts, some of the areas that we are a bit concerned about is the political risk because of the reforms agenda. As at now, we are still a bit concerned about how the constitutional review process is going to be taken up and whether that is going to affect in terms of investor confidence and the calm and peace in terms of the environment that you're operating in. Otherwise, we are hopeful that the tourism sector, as well as some of these other crucial ones, are going to continue on the rise.
Well, just looking at the present, you mentioned the financial, some activity in the financial sector ahead of the release of their results. How about some of the other sectors and also the penny stocks, such as Safaricom and some of your blue chips?
Well, Safaricom definitely has been doing excellently well. It's one of the counters which has basically sustained the market, because when we saw most of the counters dipping, Safaricom has remained fairly stable. And even as you observed yesterday, we saw a bit of a decline, but Safaricom kind of sustained the price margins, which is very, very good. And we are seeing as though investors are beginning to take up some of these penny stocks like Safaricom, Cooperative Bank, which basically we are seeing them trading within the range of 4 shillings and 60 cents, 4 shillings and 75 cents, almost going towards the issue price of 5 shillings. Even as a Cooperative Bank, as well as some of the other banks like Equity Bank, we're seeing a lot of demand on some of these counters. I guess it's more of investors who are trying to speculatively take advantage of the marginal rise in the market.
Well, we had one of your blue chips, Kenya Power, the top gainer on the market yesterday, up by almost 3% at 144 shillings. Kenya Power, one to watch out for this year?
Yes, excellent observation. Kenya Power has been one of the counters that we have been looking at very keenly, mainly because it's a very highly capitalized counter, yet the number of shares that have been trading in the market have been very few. The liquidity of the counter has been a concern, and at the moment what is pending is a rights issue as well as a share split, which has also created a bit of speculative demand. And also in addition to that, the last year corporate action was very encouraging. They gave a dividend of 6 shillings. So it's one of the counter which most of the investors are looking at, especially in the industrial sector.
Mm-hmm. Well, Samuel, we had the NSE shrinking by almost 5% last year. What's your predictions for 2010? Do you think we could have a better performance this year?
Good observation. Yes, we lost almost 38 billion shillings in terms of market capitalization last year, and this year we are really working extra hard to ensure that we get back some of the investors who kind of streamed out of the market, especially because of some of the concerns of the global credit situation as well as the economic situation that you're going through in terms of the market. And when you're seeing some of our stakeholders like the World Bank projecting at least growth in terms of the economy, you're hoping that if you're going to do over 3% this year, definitely the stock market is going to be some of the major gainers in terms of that. And we are really working towards ensuring that some of the market opportunities that are there in terms of some of the lowly priced counters are going to be taken advantage of.